Welcome inside to Davis High School for another exciting Davis basketball game. It's the Darts taking on the Taylorsville Warriors. Hello everyone, my name is JT Wistersill. Excited to be joined by Leaf Tulane on the call today. And Leaf, it should be a fun one.
Yeah, absolutely. Davis is one of the premier teams in the state, and Taylorsville is looking to get great experience and give the Darts a challenge.
What are your thoughts on Davis 2 games into the season so far?
I think Davis is probably the front runner in the state at this point. They returned 4 of 5 starters from a state championship team that people didn't necessarily think were going to win it last year, but they did, and they gained valuable experience, and they returned 4 amazing players from that run, as well as players like Tate Garf stepping in and taking an advanced role.
Yeah, Garf's been a lot of fun to watch, replacing the exceptional Chance Trujillo, of course, a great quarterback for this Darts team, and then also an exceptional basketball player, and that run was absolutely magical. I got the chance to be on the call for their upset over Pleasant Grove down there, and there was a special environment around that team. And speaking of Pleasant Grove, they already had a chance to play them this season. Davis was in control for most of the game, but they did surrender a lead late, but they were able to recapture it and kind of push it ahead. So that was kind of the first adversity we've seen them face all year. And how do you think they handled that?
Well, I think, like you said, they were in control and they were the better team throughout that game. But like you said, they faced adversity and they were able to overcome that by forcing turnovers, staying true to their MO, forcing turnovers, getting out in transition, and playing smartly. And also, I was very impressed with their defense, especially Rex Sunderland held McCaden Adams, who was averaging 32 points per game entering that game, to 12 points. And I think that was the key to that one.
Rex, absolutely one of the premier players in the state. We'll shift off the 2-0 Darts to the 0-4 Taylorsville Warriors. When you look at Taylorsville, it's been a tough schedule for them. That's something we talked about with Coach Graziano pregame. He likes playing a tough schedule early on. It's good experience for his team, and they are 0-4 right now. They lost to American Ford and Corner Canyon, both by large gaps. They had closer games versus Murray and Syracuse, but ended up dropping both of those as well. But what are your thoughts on the Warriors so far?
I think this team is searching for an identity, and Coach Graziano said as much. They're looking to work on their stuff and only would play in this tournament if they played Davis.
Yes.
And they're playing Davis, they're getting the best, and they're gaining experience. I think one thing to watch for is the development of the Gavin brothers. James has started off very well, 11.75 points per game, 5.75 rebounds per game. And John Gavin is coming back from an injury, an elbow injury, 5.25 points per game at this point. But last year was a double-digit score, and to watch his development will help this team. And we will see if he's ready to play at this point at a high level, or if he'll get there later. But that's what they care about later, region play, than the playoffs.
Yeah, they understand the season is a long game, and early on, it helps to play the best, and they've done that so far. You mentioned the Gavin brothers. They were both averaged over 10 a game last year, and this year, you talked about the injury to the one, but then you get James has had a strong season to start. Other contributors for this team, you talk about a guy in Keaton Allen who had 12 versus Murray. Kobe Allen, his brother, he has 27 rebounds through 4 games. That's another really impressive number. So this is a good team. What do you think the plan for them is? They know what they're up against. This is not going to be an easy game for them. What do you think the mindset is? And we spoke to Coach Graziano about it a little bit, but going against the Darts tonight, trying to get the upset here in a hostile environment.
Coach Graziano told me they're going to play their game regardless of how good Davis is. I think what that insists upon happening to make it competitive is that they'll need to not turn the ball over, whether that's their game slowing it down. He said they're going to play at their tempo regardless, but I think they'll want to be very clean and crisp with the ball and not allow the sizable guards to impact their game of Davis.
You talked about the sizable guards. One thing that stands out to me whenever I watch this Darts team play is the ball movement. I think it's just infectious. These guys, you can tell they have that chemistry from a year ago. Graf merges in with them perfectly, and it really is just fun to watch them on the offensive end of the ball.
Absolutely. I think they move the ball better than any team in the state that I've seen this year as well as last year. They spread the floor and they drive and kick, and then they're unselfish. They don't shoot the first shot, they shoot the best shot. And I think with the number of shooters and versatile players, they really get the best out of each other.
Yeah, Coach Chad Sims has built a heck of a program here in his 8 years. They won state last year. We touched on the magical run. They were 13-1 in region play, 22-4 in the season overall last year. And they've been in the state tournament game even a year before that. And they're obviously, as you mentioned, they're your favorite. They're a lot of people's favorite for a reason. What do you think it is about the program and the team that Coach Sims has built that has allowed them to be at or near the top every year?
Well, Chad Sims is an exceptional coach. He came over here from Northridge and was a popular hire. But here's a stat for you. He came in 2014, 2015, lost in the semi, but won the region. In 2015, 2016, tied for first in the region. 16, 17, second in the region. 2017-18, they didn't do as well, but they pulled an upset in state. Heartbreak in 18-19 in the semis. And then they won region, lost in the championship, lost to the eventual champions, won the championship. They're building a program here, and I'm not sure it's at the level of the Lone Peak earlier in this year, but they're building something to be reckoned with for years to come.
It's been exciting, and we're ready to tip it off here. It'll be the 6'5" Painter versus the 6'6" Luke Johnson for the Warriors. And Painter wins the tip. Eyrig can't finish it. But Painter active on the glass as he's been all season.
Yeah, Painter's been a very much improved player, especially in that state tournament run last year.
See the confidence right away from John. Can't get the three to fall. Maroney Johnson. A beautiful block shot by Rex Sutherland, highlighting that defense you already talked about, Leaf.
I think Rex Sunderland's one of the best defenders in the state of Utah. Locking up McCaden Adams is one of the premier scorers in the state from Pleasant Grove, and you just saw it right there, the length and size of the guards.
Look inside to Painter. Can't get the jump hook to fall. Gavin swings it. Three's too strong there by Johnson. Eyrig. Go back into Painter again. He's been active, Leaf.
He sure has, and the one thing you'll notice is the pace so far has been pretty up-tempo. Taylorsville shot 2 quick threes, and Davis has multiple ball handlers bringing it up already so far.
Sunderland, an air ball. Graff, able to save it. Sims will reset. Always nice when you have a coach's son who can help run the show a little bit.
We just saw that with Olympus, and Coach Jordy Barnes came over and had a monster game under Coach Matt Barnes.
Yeah, 20-point quarter. It was exceptional. I know Dusty Litster was on against PG talking about the need for a shot clock in high school basketball. As Eyrig pulls up.
That's one thing I'll say about Davis is that they move the ball very well, and I think they're aided by the shot clock not existing, because they move the ball so well, they wear out defenses and get great shots for themselves. But I am a proponent of the shot clock as well.
Eyrig plays defense a little too physical there. He'll get called for the fouls. Eyrig, really the dirty work player of this team, does so many things you like. Hasn't shot it as well as he's hoped so far this season. 6 in the first game versus Lehigh, 7 the following game, after averaging double digits in scoring a previous year. What do you think the key will be for him to get his offensive stroke back?
I think Davis is a team where you don't know who's going to provide the offense, but you know they'll be a good offensive team. And I think there'll be games where he's really good and he scores 20 points. There'll be games where he scores 4, but Davis will continue winning as the product for the team.
John ties it up with the midi. Back inside to Painter. Senses the defense collapse, kicks it out.
Sunderland thus far in the season is only averaging 8.5 points per game, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Last year averaged 13 on a state championship team. That's another guy I expect to have more offensive output.
Unable to get that one to fall is John Gavin. Out of bounds. Ball will remain with the Warriors. So 5:30 left in our first quarter. Tie ball game. Johnson attacks. Gets his own miss. Drops it off. Then the Darts control it. Looking inside to Painter again. He has the mismatch. They get it to him. Shot will not count. What do you think about Painter taking advantage of the mismatch?
Well, exactly. Davis is excellent at attacking the mismatches. That's exactly where I was going with it. They saw the switch, they moved the ball, and found a proper angle to make that entry pass to attack the mismatch with the big Max Painter against Maroney Johnson.
As Painter wastes no time getting it right back and scoring almost immediately.
Painter's been featured early on, as you noted.
I think for most people, when you came into the season for this Davis team, Sims, Sunderland, those are more the headline names. But Painter was the first in their game against Lehigh. He was the first one into double figures scoring, and he's led them in touches so far on that offensive end tonight.
I think he's got a combination of size, both in height and in strength, where he's a unique mismatch, and as well as the guards, they find a way to drive and kick and shoot threes, but he can post up and create options for himself and those outside, and they're featuring him early on tonight.
Rebounds controlled by the Warriors. Get it back over to John Gavin. Gets it to his brother. And although the Darts offense hasn't been able to get going tonight, we're seeing that defense that is so ferocious, making it difficult on the Taylorsville offense.
Yeah, these two teams so far are playing at very different paces. Davis is slowing the tempo up when they have the ball, and Taylorsville's trying to go very quickly, but Davis is making it hard on them to get quality shots off.
We've seen James Gavin and John Gavin both had to force a few. It's a nice steal and save there by Sims. Painter pushes the pace. Eyrig, one man. Can't get it to fall, but the foul.
And that's where Davis is at their most dynamic. When they force bad shots or turnovers and they get out in transition, they have multiple ball handlers and sizable guards, as we saw Rex Sunderland going to the rim there. Rex Sunderland's 6'3", 6'4". He gets to the line, and Max Painter outlets it out to him, and it's a one-man fast break, and it's beautiful basketball.
Sunderland gets the first one to fall. Yeah, good catch by you there, Leaf. I thought that was Eyrig going down and confusing the Mullets a little bit here early on, but instead of Sunderland was able to get the first one. Opportunity to go 2 for 2. He'll do just that.
Well, let's see if that gets him going, as he started off 0 for 2 from 3, saw the ball go through the hoop, and we'll see if Sunderland breaks out, has a breakout game, only averaging 8.5 so far this season through 2.
Nice block by Painter. So they get it to Eyrig. So many guys on this team capable of handling the ball. Eyrig, he'll take it coast to coast.
How many teams in the state of Utah have 4 guys who can ball handle as well as Davis does, especially at the heights that they have? 6'4", 6'4", 6'4", and then the 5'11" coach's son, Colby Sims, who shoots the lights out.
The Darts lead it early, 8-2 from Davis High. Back here inside Davis High, where the Darts defense is propelling their offense. No surprise there, based on knowing this team, Leaf.
None at all. They've been dynamic on the defensive end, and we'll see them get going offensively with the incredible execution that Chad Sims can be known for.
We've seen Taylorsville make a few subs here early, but it is a tight rotation. Only 7 guys really play for them. So Coach Graziano just likes to keep that same 7 always moving. Johnson, you're on the inside. Unable to get it to fall as Eyrig controls it. Sims ahead. Sunderland. Doesn't fall. Talk about hops, by the way. Garf just hit his head on the backboard.
I saw him during warm-ups, and he was throwing down with his hands well above the rim, and that's what I'm talking about. Their size of their guards is unbelievable. Tate Garf also had an older brother who was a first-team All-State member 2 years ago for some of these great Davis teams, the ones that lost the eventual champs American Fork, Tyson Garf. And I think that when you have a player like him as like your new addition to the starters, you're in a luxurious spot as a program.
He's just fit in here so seamlessly, subbing in for Chance. They really haven't missed a beat. Of course, they've missed Chance a little bit, but still, he's done a really good job. Now on for the Darts. We also have Sawyer Cotter, who's checked in for Tate Garf. Just under 3 minutes left to play. Inside, Eyrig. Looked to be some contact, but instead it's out of bounds.
Nice hands there by Moroni. Johnson being undersized, 5'10" guard against the 6'6" Eyrig, and he pokes that away. Might have been a little contact, but you got to be scrappy in that position.
In the corner, Sims. Rims in and out.
Oh.
Near follow there for Sawyer, but he's unable to put it through.
So far, I've been impressed with number 55, Luke Johnson, for the Warriors. He's come up with a lot of rebounds against the lengthy players on Davis. He's leading the team in rebounds, or second in the team in rebounds behind Keaton Allen.
So I let it inside to Eyrig, and one! Henry Eyrig finishes
Finishing through contact is a theme I think we're going to pick up on, because so far the Darts have had multiple attempts at the rim finishing through contact, and Henry Eyrick's got 2 of them so far.
Can hear the Darts student section excited about that. Must be Jersey night tonight as they're all showing out. And that was a strong move there by Eyrick.
I'm a fan of those retro Davis uniforms they got there.
The loyalty and support is strong for their school. And Eyrick finishes off the 3-point play.
I believe that's a 9-0 run for Davis right now. And see, the pace has not diminished for Taylorsville, but they need to find a clear quality shot, as most of them have been heavily contested. And there is one.
And it falls. Knocking that one through is Kobe Allen. Allen's going to be a talented player for this team. He's only a freshman.
Coach Graziano was talking about rotating in his freshman, and there he is, scoring a 3 and a much-needed one for the Taylorsville Warriors.
Beautiful ball movement by the Darts. They can't put it through, but Sunderland kicks it outside. And that 3 falls. Coming in and making an instant impact here is Sawyer Cottrell.
Yeah, Cottrell's putting the ball in the home, and that's a beautiful luxury. That's your 6th man. 6'4", can stroke the ball like that.
Another turnover for the offense. Painter trying to control it. The big man stumbling. Sunderland gets it. They'll give the timeout. Coach Sims saw the chaos, wanted to get on top of that and burn the timeout there. Darts in control, 14-5.
Ouch! Gonna need some pills for that one.
Hey! Prescription pain pills can be dangerous.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Easy there. You're her parent, not a drill sergeant. More love, then they'll listen.
Know your script. Talk to your kids about prescriptions the right way.
Back here at Davis High School, where the Darts have taken the early lead, and just the defense is infectious on this team. It seems like everyone that rotates in there competes hard on that end. They create steals, they create turnovers, and that's when this team is at their best, as we highlighted, when they're able to get out and run.
Yeah, so far they've been able to get out in semi-transition, maybe secondary breaks a couple times, and have scored on both of them. And they're playing a 6-man rotation, and you just saw their 6th man stroke a 3, and that's a 6'4" senior Sawyer Cottrell. And now they bring in the 7th man here, number 24 for Davis.
Boston Willard checking in. Also back in for this team, Tay Garf. So they try to beat the zone. Garf can't get the triple to fall. Taylorsville unable to control it. Waiting to see the official call, but I believe it's going to stay with the Darts.
Yes, it will, and it's interesting. Taylorsville was in a man-to-man earlier, and they've switched to a 2-3 zone here, featuring Luke Johnson in the middle. They're playing. I'm curious to see how this will work out, because of the size of Davis, both with decision makers in the middle of the zone. Last time it was Henry Eyrick, and I believe that'll be beneficial to have multiple decision makers in the middle of the zone with height, like Davis does have.
What do you think the key is for Davis to kind of break in this zone?
Get the ball into the middle and then kick out to the shooters and/or the short corner where Sawyer Cottrell is occupying right now.
Got it to Eyrig. Gets it outside. But Eyrig took the extra step.
He took the extra step, but I love the execution there. They got the ball into the middle, into a decision maker. Before he took the extra step, he was looking to pass the ball out, and they would have created a very good shot.
Another steal there, opportunity for Sunderland. Tries for the vicious one-handed slam, but just unable to control it. Loses it on the way up, Leaf.
Wanted the poster, but the thing that stood out there is the denial at 35 feet from the hoop. Goes and gets the ball. Probably could have been a foul, lost the ball. Wanted the dunk, but that's something that very few teams in the state can do.
Relentless defense by the Darts with 20 seconds remaining inside. Johnson gets it to fall.
Nice start there for Davis. For Taylorsville, finding a big guy and creating a quality shot rather than a forced shot.
10 seconds. Sunderland has it. 4 seconds. Eyrig, the fadeaway. Too strong. Your thoughts on the first quarter, Leaf?
I think this is a first quarter that I think Coach Graziano's got to be more happy with than Coach Sims at this point. They trimmed the lead down to 7 for the darts, and the darts were not shooting well. I would be comfortable if I'm Coach Sims, but they're just not shooting the ball well yet. But they've got their defenses there every day, and if you play defense, you got a chance, and they certainly got more than a chance in this one.
Darts over Warriors, 14-5 at the end of 1.
Jake said these are awesome for studying.
Line. You shouldn't ever take someone else's medication.
Know your script. Talk to your kids about the dangers of sharing prescriptions.
Darts in command early out here at Davis High. And what has been a fun day of high school basketball out here with the tournament going on. When we saw Olympus before, as you said, with a really strong performance.
Yeah, you see two front runners in the 5A and 6A and playing against teams that, ironically enough, the Olympus took on a 6A team, and here's Davis taking on a 5A team.
Zach Fisher loses his footing. They'll call him for the travel.
Yet another turnover forced by the Davis defense, though.
Johnson brings it up, pulls up, gets it to drop. Strong move by Johnson.
It's a 7-2 run for Taylorsville to respond to the 9-0 run by the Darts.
Closing that gap, as you mentioned, 14-9 right now. Fisher has it up top. In the corner, Cottrell to Sims. Wants a screen from Painter. Oh, gets it to Painter. And that time we'll see the foul.
Better ball movement there from Davis, getting the ball inside, then outside, and then cutting off the ball. That's the best way to take advantage of the zone. So far, though, the zone by Coach Graziano is working to their advantage. Man-to-man on this inbounds play. But scoring there is Max Painter off a beautifully set up inbounds play. 2 points on a baseline out of bounds.
Johnson brings it around. Found success last time. It's Johnson to Johnson inside.
Johnson to Johnson is a combination that I think the Taylorsville Warriors fans will be very happy to see this year as they develop. And that looks beautiful right there. Maroney Johnson to Luke Johnson on a baseline drift.
Maroney on the season only averages 3 points, but you can see the confidence on the previous pull-up. He attacked before that. We're going to get a jump ball here, but I do like the confidence that the 5'10" junior plays with.
Yeah, 3 points per game, 2 rebounds per game, 4.25 assists, and we saw his playmaking there on display, dumping the ball off to Luke Johnson for a nice little play-in.
Johnson is big as well. I don't know if the stream will do him justice, his size, but you can tell. I mean, I'd be surprised if he wasn't an offensive lineman for this team because he's got the size to back it up.
Another baseline out of bounds, pretty there.
Well-run play indeed, Leaf. Johnson controls it. Drops it off to James Gavin, to John. Maroney thought about it. Got him in the air. Can't make him pay. Physical play down low. We're seeing a little chirping as well going on between Colby Sims and James Gavin as well.
Yeah, it surprised me. That looks like a routine play, but both of them had words for one another. And that was a shot that I think Taylorsville would have liked them to shoot the 3 rather than the step in 2. It made it a more difficult shot there, but good offensive rebounding by the Warriors.
We get it inside. Unable to get it through as Zach Fisher controls the rebound. Sims pushing it, get it to the hot hand. He puts it through. How about the first half for Sawyer Cottrell right now?
Can really shoot the ball. That's my takeaway so far. A guy that big, you expect him to be banging on the block, but he is shooting very well.
Maroney can't finish the near highlight play. Sims pushes it. Cottrell open, takes it. He makes it. Cottrell on fire and letting the Warriors bench know about it.
Cottrell on fire, as you said. Shoots the ball. That's another transition bucket created by great defense.
Students are getting hyped. See the foul there. Committed by Painter. When you're feeling it, you're feeling it though, right, Leaf?
Yeah, for sure. And one thing to note here is arguably their best player, Davis's, Rex Sunderland, wasn't in this game for the run. That speaks to the depth of their team. And goodness gracious, Sawyer Cottrell can stroke the ball. That's 3 out of 3 from 3. Stepped into the game and has been arguably the best player tonight.
22-11 lead. Taylorsville had a nice stretch, as you highlighted, but just right now getting away from it is the turnover there by Maroney Johnson, and that's something you can't do against this team. Sawyer, he wants it. Nearly put another one through, but they leave Sims open up top. He comes in late, and he hits another 3. Davis catching fire in the second quarter.
Transition basketball, that's where the Darts excel. That's another good shot. Cottrell wanted the heat check, put in it for the number 4, didn't get it, got a board, and knocks down a 3 on the offensive rebound. Best place to shoot a 3 off of the offensive rebound. It's a feet set.
And stopping the run finally is John Gavin as he calms things down, but Zach Fisher wastes no time. Painter on the follow with the high tip in.
Pace of play is picking up here in Davis Arena.
27-13 now as both teams finding their stroke offensively. Tip from Sunderland. And he was looking at the hoop, so he completely forgot the ball.
I think he wanted to make up for his missed dunk earlier, and he wanted a poster number 2, and he's so far unfortunately not ready. But I'm not ruling out one poster from Sunderland today. He's getting him passing lanes.
I would not as well. You can tell he's hungry for one. This is a great crowd they have here tonight. It's an exciting one. And Taylorsville's only a 3 away from being down by 11 too, so they're very much still in this. But not if they make turnovers like that, Leaf.
Oh.
And the Warriors get, and Darts give it right back. Strong on the outside as Painter controls it. John Gavin with the miss. Sims, rush that one.
The pace of play right now is frenetic. I think 4 of the last 5 possessions, now 5 of the last 6 have been turnovers for Taylorsville. Davis hasn't made them pay as much as they could have, with Sunderland losing the ball and Sims throwing it away 2 of the last 3. But the defense, we've highlighted it before and we'll do so again, really causing issues for Taylorsville.
Yeah, both teams just need to settle down a little bit as you see that they're going to set things up in the half court here.
Zone.
Sims takes it up top. The lob, Eyrig with the slam!
How about that for execution? We talked about slowing it down and executing on offense. 2-3 zone breaker, and I'll say that was a backbreaker. Alley-oop beating behind the 2-3 zone.
A beautiful play indeed as Eyrig throws it down. Offensive rebound and follow goes for James Gavin.
They've been able to rebound pretty well for the Taylorsville team despite the size of Davis.
Rex Sunderland, 3 is high. Eyrig controls it. He's caught up, kicks it out. So swing it over. Painter in the corner, thought about it. Not much of a 3-point shooter, Painter, but might consider if he's open as we dip under 3 minutes in the first half. Just getting a little grabby there was John Gavin.
Taylorsville's dropped back into another 2-3 zone. This time, now Luke Johnson enters the game, but before that, they had James Gavin playing the middle, and I think that's what enlightened Davis to try those alley-oops. And you saw Painter calling for the ball in the bottom in the short corner there as well, looking to use the size to their advantage. Now with Johnson, maybe a different recipe.
A good sub by Coach Graziano, and let's stick with the size trend. Checking in now is Cole Mullen, the 6'10 senior. He'll take it out of bounds.
Saw him during warm-ups, and he certainly wasn't missing dunks either.
It's a very talented Davis team, and that does not just apply in the game. They're showing the pregame warm-ups as well. Darts working around on the outside. Eyrig in the corner. He'll pop it. He's got it. Henry Eyrig for 3.
Eyrig with a nice sequence there, a dunk and then a 3-ball.
That one controlled. Rex pushing the pace. Kicks it over. The ball movement. Eyrig in the opposite corner. Can't get it to go. Rebound control. Sims. Rims in and out.
Sims and Sunderland are really close to taking the lid off this place. They've had 3 or 4 in and outs between the two of them.
Just under 2 minutes to go. Oh, looked like Cottrell was there in time, but he'll get called for the foul.
Good ball movement there from the Warriors, getting Luke Johnson the ball in a nice spot.
So with 2 minutes to play in a first half with breakneck speed, exhibited by the tempo and just the lack of fouls we've seen, it's been a pretty clean game, Leaf.
Yeah, this game's flown by. We thought that earlier in the game that they were playing slowly, and the speed picked up enormously, and now it's starting to settle back down. But like you said, very few fouls from both teams.
Really was incredible. It felt like they were kind of just warming up, feeling it out a little bit, and then just, boom, just the explosion. As Johnson misses the second free throw, but was able to put the first through. Make it 16-13. Seeing that slow pace again, Leaf.
2-3 zone, but it looks like it's a matchup zone. Now they're chasing over the top. It looked like it was a decoy there.
They'll leave Eyrig open. Can't make him pay. Blocked initially. Near and one opportunity. Making his presence felt very quickly was Cole Mullen.
I'd be curious to see how many offensive rebounds each team has, because they both had a few, but I think Davis probably has the advantage by 2 or 3 offensive rebounds, and defensively they have more rebounds because their defense has caused more difficult shots thus far.
So puts the big man at the line. Barely hits rim there. You see Boston Willard now check in. Davis has played a lot of guys here tonight, Leaf.
Yeah, more than their usual rotation against Pleasant Grove. They played 6 men in that game, maybe 7, and so far we've seen 8 already from the Darts.
It's been a tight one. Neither of the free throws fall, but we're going to get a jump ball after Dart's able to disrupt the rebound.
Well, welcome to the game, Boston Willard. He got down and dirty right away, creating an offensive board and another chance for the Darts for a baseline out of bounds.
Had some beautiful designs so far. We'll see what Coach Sims draws up here. And looks to be pretty basic. But still leads to the basket. But you got someone with 6'10", you got to use them, and they use them as a cutter there.
Basic but effective. A flex screen, setting up the big guy to come across the lane and get an uncontested layup, and especially when you're 6'10", it's hard to contest.
Mullen gets the roll. Gonna see a foul there. Sutherland not pleased with that one. Trying for the 3 up, it was Easton Guevara. He was unable to put it through.
The fouls are picking up here later in this half because we've seen a few 1-and-1s, the bonus. Let's see if Sunderland can, like we said earlier when he was previous at the line, get himself some confidence.
Yeah, I kind of jinxed us early on with my previous thing talking about the speed. We've seen the game slow up, especially in this last minute. Sunderland's not able to get the first one through, but Willard, this time able to control it. He affected the previous one. Sims gets caught. Sims will take it back out under a minute. I mean, no shot clock, so they could hold it as long as they want here.
I don't think they'll hold for the full minute, but Davis certainly is very good at executing on a slow tempo, and I expect them to run something pretty here.
Sims being patient with it. Get it inside. Mullen unable to finish it. He was just caught it with one hand with his huge. He's got massive hands. Sunderland nearly gets the steal there.
Pretty high-low execution, though, from Chad Sims and the Darts, creating a great chance for Mullen there. And there, like you mentioned, Sunderland got eager for the steal there, got a little poke from behind.
30 seconds remaining. We'll see if Taylorsville will hold for the final shot now. Johnson waits. They're trying to set it up. Maroney Johnson has to sky up for that one. On the drive. Let me get the fall, but Allen controls it. 5 seconds. It's stolen. Up ahead. Sunderland. He got it off. Just can't get it through. So Davis leads 34-16. Leaf, your thoughts on the first half?
Entertaining first half where transition offense was the story for the Darts, started by their defense, And I was impressed with Taylorsville's execution midway through that quarter. They were able to chip into the lead at the end of the first. In the second quarter, they were overwhelmed with the length. And then the story for me has been the depth and quality of depth for Davis, with Sawyer Cottrell leading the way with his shooting and Henry Eyrick's highlight stretch of a 3 and a dunk back-to-back against the 2-3 zone.
Yeah, it's been fun to watch the depth of Davis step up. And, you know, Taylorsville is at 16 points. They've had some struggles this year in the first half, not having the scoring outputs they would like. But, I mean, this is a tough team. They have fought hard, haven't they, Leaf?
Sure have. I think Coach Graziano's got to be happy with the team's effort. He mentioned that they wanted to play the best, and they're getting the best. And I think so far they're putting their best foot forward and improving based off some of the statistics that we saw from their earlier games in their 0-4 start to the season. I would say this is a positive in the direction for the Taylorsville Warriors.
Absolutely. Taylorsville Warriors currently trailing the Davis Darts 34-16. You're watching Game Night Live Rewind on KSL Sports. Down and grab Steph. here inside Davis High School. Jingle Bell Rock is playing. We are rocking here. It's 34-16 right now. JT Wistersill and Leaf Tulane with you here on the call, getting ready for a fun, what will be a fun second half, but it was a good first half, Leaf. What stood out to you?
What stood out to me is that Davis has an 18-point lead, more than doubling their opponent despite their two main cogs not shooting well. Rex Sunderland 0 for 6 so far in this game. Kobe Sims 1 for 5. Tate Garf 0 for 1. Those are their guards combining for only one make between three players. But then you go to Henry Eyrig 4 of 9, and Maxwell Painter 4 of 5, and Sawyer Cottrell 3 of 5 with 3 threes. That's a really impressive way to gain production when three of your better players, three starters, only have one basket made, and often are their lead cogs. So I'm impressed by Davis's defense, of course, but the way they're able to produce points without their main scorers scoring.
I mean, Eyrig already had a season 10 like you highlighted. The threes have been falling here early for this team. They made 5 threes to the 1 for Taylorsville, and Taylorsville are going to start with it here in the second half. They have a little bit of ground to make up, but we'll see how they do.
The other thing that stands out to me is that Taylorsville has 5 more turnovers and 7 fewer rebounds as a team, meaning that they won't get as many shot attempts. And I think that's part of Davis's recipe all season long, is creating more shot attempts, whether they're efficient or not. You talked about they were 2 or 14 against Lehigh early from 3. Doesn't matter when you get more shot attempts.
Mm-hmm. Leaf, I love how aggressively this Davis team attacks the screens right there. They are aggressively hedging over the top, ready to switch right away when they need to.
Absolutely, and they're very switchable. They have a lot of big players, and their bigs are quick as well, nimble on their feet.
Taken out of bounds under after the foul. Sunderland was forced to grab James Gavin there.
Interesting baseline out of bounds concept there from Coach Graziano, putting the players high, and he's doing so again and breaking in different directions, coming towards the basketball.
Is that the advantage you think, is that ability to break in different angles, or what else does it provide?
I don't see too many teams doing that, but I think that is the idea, is use speed that you can gain coming downhill to be able to get the ball, and then the defense has to play on their back heels.
That's the 3rd personal foul on Rex Sunderland. Taylorsville having difficulties getting in. James wanted to go up with it, was stuck for a second. He'll turn, he'll fade, he'll miss, and Eyrig controls it.
Good defense on the baseline out of bounds there from Davis.
Luke Johnson nearly stole it. Colby Sims gets through the middle, kick it out. Sunderland in the corner, rims in and out. But Davis controls it. They're scrappy, Leaf.
They've gotten a lot of offensive rebounds. That's their 12th already.
The steal as well is impressive. Tate Garf swings it. Then look to Eyrig inside. Sims up top.
Looking to isolate Painter, and he's got a mismatch inside, and there they do.
What a catch by Painter. They're able to grab that one right away and control it with a beautiful finish, Leaf.
And one thing you noticed is they denied, the three-quarter denied the first entry. They swung it up to the top, and Painter held his seal. And like you mentioned, great catch and finish.
It was a beautiful pass, only where he could get it. As John Gavin pulls up, unable to get it to fall. We talked about it early on with Coach Graziano about that elbow surgery, and you can tell it's just had an impact on him so far the year. It's made it difficult. Bodies hit the floor for the jump ball. Both teams playing hard here.
No doubt about it. I've seen more bodies flying for loose balls than I've seen in a lot of games from both sides.
It's been a lot of fun, and I think, this is the 6A state champion team. They have 4 returning starters, and there is zero question that everyone on the floor plays hard for them. Taylorsville able to get the steal as Maroney Johnson controls it.
Good opportunity there for Davis. Just pass was a little inaccurate, and good defense from Maroney Johnson come up with that.
Get it into Luke Johnson. Big man. Gets his miss with a nice follow. He has some nice touchdown there.
Yeah, he's got good hands as well. He's been able to catch the ball in some tough sequences as well.
Taylorsville will take a timeout. We will as well. 36-18. Davis leads Taylorsville.
Jake said these are awesome for studying.
Line. You shouldn't ever take someone else's medication.
Know your script. Talk to your kids about the dangers of sharing prescriptions.
6:01 remaining in our third quarters. We welcome you back inside to Davis High School. And Taylorsville, after getting the bucket, Coach Graziano decides to take the timeout. What do you think the strategy that goes into that is?
Well, I'm curious to see if they start pressing after a basket, because often that is the case. Doesn't look like they are this time. I'm wondering if they're switching the defense, maybe to a zone, matchup zone, something to throw off Davis, because Davis has looked pretty aggressive early in this quarter. But I'm not sure what it is yet, but we'll see if there is something noticeable or if it just wanted to talk.
Eyrig lost it for a second. Sunderland tried to tip it back to Eyrig, but just decides to control himself. Sims drives baseline, the beautiful dish. Oh, an exceptional block there by James Gavin. They left Garth open for three. He makes him pay. Offensive foul on Painter.
The big man displaced his opponent there, got the rebound, they called him for it. Good hustle though on the part of Max Painter.
How about that block as well by James Gavin?
Yeah, he got up quickly. Not only did he get up, but he got up quickly there.
This is a Taylorsville team that nearly made it to the second round of the playoffs. They had an opportunity to win it at the buzzer versus West Jordan, but just couldn't get it to go through. As that pass isn't able to go through, so the Darts control it. Sims thought about the pull-up. Sunderland will go to the line. Oh, on the floor. Good eye there, Leaf. Not getting that NBA continuation.
Unfortunately not for Rex. He would love one right now.
Yeah. Beautiful hesitation, though. Froze the defender there and then attacked. He is truly a talented player.
I think Rex has got to be the focus here. When initially in that baseline out of bounds, he was being defended by a true freshman.
A beautiful feed by Sims to set up Eyrig, who drops the hook through. James being aggressive. Swings it up top. Allen.
He can shoot the ball. We saw that in the first half. Made the only three for Taylorsville so far.
Long rebound was controlled by Painter. He does the wise thing. Get it to one of his team's best players. We'll finish it through on the break. Rex Sutherland for another basket.
And that's the luxury Davis has, is they've got multiple ball handlers that have size. They go down to the rim, and there's Rex Sunderland's first field goal. See if that gets him going.
Tate Garf with the easy steal there. Sunderland, Euro. John thought it was a clean block there. Official says otherwise.
I thought the block there was clean. There might have been a little bit of contact on the Euro, as you mentioned. But getting downhill once again is Sunderland, and this is his third trip to the line. And fourth, I guess, if you count the 1-and-1.
He's been aggressive tonight in attack mode, as is Henry Eyrig, who's had a very impressive night. You know, I think one of the weirdest stats for this team is Max Painter doesn't even average an assist on the season. He says 0.5. He is an exceptional passer for a center.
Yeah, he comes in and catches, especially when they're playing a zone. He would catch the ball in the middle and look around in the post-ups earlier in the game. He got great looks. This team is unselfish, and it shows for him, whether in the box score or not, but he creates good shots for his teams.
Helped create the opportunity for Sunderland, who puts both free throws through, 42 to 18. The Euro. You can't fall. Eyrig pushing the pace. Drops it off. Sunderland. He's going right back to that line.
And do you see the pace they're playing with? The last three possessions where they've gotten downhill, they're getting a rebound, one pass, and gone. And I don't think that Taylorsville can keep up with that pace, and that plays into the hands of Davis. However, Davis in the half court is more methodical, but when they get into transition or secondary transition, they're exceptional.
Easton Guevara there was unable to get the little bunny to drop, and instead it leads to the fast break opportunity that results in 2 free throws. The first was successful, so was the second. So we see Rex Sunderland truly in attack mode here. We've highlighted it a few times now in this broadcast, but just having so many ball handlers has paid off for this team so well. It's the beautiful drop off there as Johnson gets another bucket inside.
A nice catch from the big man right there, going up quickly and getting the ball home before shot blockers could influence his shot.
We talked about the big man plays with nice touch. Sunderland dribbles that one off his foot. Eyrig swings it over to Sunderland, to Sims. Sims is going to attack. Beautiful pass. And one, Max Painter.
The ball movement for Davis, they're so egalitarian in their approach. They attack the basket, dump off, attack to pass, and there we go. The beneficiaries, Max Painter there on a beautiful feed from Kobe Sims.
The Davis ball movement is so nice. We got Leaf bringing out the big words here at Davis High School.
I mean, Max Painter's the beneficiary. Like I said, today he's got a lot of opportunities to score the basketball. He was 4 of 5 in the first half. And right there, he's working well on his way to a double-double. And then Colby Sims, not having the game he wants, shooting the basketball, but is he creating shots for his team, and that's what matters.
Yeah, the beautiful pass wrap around there. That's just another dangerous pass. Thankfully, Taylorsville holds on to it. And it does lead to a 3. Works out well for John Gavin, but we've seen that a few times now, Leaf.
Yeah.
Fincher. He gets it to drop. Zach Fincher with the bucket.
The Davis Darts aren't taking more than 5 seconds for most of the possession so far in the second half. Really pushing the pace.
Zach Fisher, drops it through. Allen thought about it, gets some space. For his teammate who knocks it through, that's James Gavin.
The Gavin brothers back-to-back from 3.
Colby Sims, doing what his father Chad would like and slowing it down a little bit. Eyrig, strong attack. He's going to the line.
Davis's speed and athleticism is really showing here as they're getting downhill and creating anarchy within the Taylorsville defense where they don't have quite the size that Davis does on the interior, aside from Luke Johnson.
So Henry Eyrig, we highlighted it. 6 points in the first game versus Lehigh, 7 after that. And it's really been in attack mode and aggressive tonight. I think this is the most aggressive he's been all season. Wouldn't you agree, Leaf?
Absolutely, and I think he got his confidence up in that stretch where they played zone, and he dunked it, and then he got a 3. And since then, you've seen him in attack mode, got into the middle, got to the cup, and as we saw at the free throw line there, knocking down his first one with the second to come. Henry Eyrig's on a season high already.
Yeah, Davis leading 50-26 right now. And I think one of the issues for Taylorsville is just a couple of those passes. They're very dangerous. Even the ones that don't get picked up. That last one there, that ended up leaving to the James Gavin 3, or the one before. James had the one, then John had the other one on the opposite end. Just another risky pass. We've seen a lot of them from this team.
Davis influences the passes you can make, and they're trying to go into the teeth near in dangerous places. But that's what Davis wants you to do, is let their athletes get their hands on the ball. But I think there's a fine balance between being aggressive and too risky, and I think they're pushing it.
The length and size of this veteran-laden Davis team has really paid big dividends on the defensive end. And these are guys, too, like even a guy like Sims, who's 5'11", he's solid. He's not easy to push around, so they do make those passing lanes so easy to get through, as you highlighted there.
Well, you mentioned the veteran laden. They're more mature. That matters. You see number 20 for Taylorsville, Allen. He hit a 3. He's got a beautiful stroke, but he just looks so much smaller than the players he's playing against, even though he's the same height as Colby Sims there. It's just age matters.
Indeed, age and maturity do. As Allen will bring it up. John Gavin trying to work it around. Gets it to Keaton Allen. Or excuse me, that's Kobe Allen. Pull up for it, Gavin. His brother controls it. And now we see Taylorsville on the offensive glass a little bit with James Gavin.
They were getting rebounds in the first half as well. 7 offensive rebounds in the first half. Davis had 11. We highlighted that for Davis, but that's not a bad number at all for Taylorsville. They've got sneakily good rebounders for the team that's smaller than the Darts.
Nice defense there by Cottrell. Sawyer Cottrell. No look pass. Fisher. Can't put it through. Rebounds tipped out. Look at the hustle by Sims. He gets it. Gavin takes it away. And the young freshman throws it away.
Tough sequence for the freshman there. Had a turnover one end, and then they got lucky, didn't get punished for it, and turned it over there. I think he's being sped up a little bit by the speed of Davis.
Davis so versatile too, the ability to space the floor. So see Painter check out, Sunderland comes on, and of course Cottrell, the de facto 5 based on size, but he's already made 3 threes tonight.
I mean, he's been the best shooter in the gym thus far.
Sunderland kicks it, Eyrig goes long. It'll be a foul on Sims, and we'll go the other way.
That's a great look for Davis. Didn't knock it down, and I feel like you could say that Chad Sims, despite not shooting very well from 3 in this game, won't be mad at any of the looks they're taking, just not falling.
See the subs coming in.
Davis
For
went
Taylorsville.
5 of 19 in the first half as a note for you.
Maroney brings it up. He nearly traveled, barely kept it down. Cottrell up, Fisher. Didn't think he had a slam in him, but he just decides to lay it in.
Another transition basket for the Darts.
Darts live up to their name, where they really fly around on defense. See the foul there by Sunderland. Minute 10 to play in our 53-26 ball game.
Number 4 on Sunderland there.
Yeah, when you play as aggressive as Davis does, you do tend to get in foul trouble at times. This is a Davis team that on the season is averaging 17.5 fouls per game. That's something they want to manage as the season wears on. I'm sure being aggressive and creating those turnovers, but you do not want these guys to get in foul trouble.
And they are a team that can afford foul trouble better than most, but you don't want that to be something that plagues you come a playoff game where a guy like Rex Sunderland can't play as aggressively as you'd like to because of a tight whistle. Not saying that tonight has been terribly tight, and all of his fouls I would agree with, but that's something that Davis will want to work on and not create potentially adverse chances for them in state or something like that.
Sims drills it from the corner. He caught it, squared up, took his time, and dropped it through. Marty Johnson penetrates on the inside, kicks it out to Gavin. Gavin splashes it in. John Gavin having a strong game. He only averages 5.3 points on the season in large part because of that elbow injury. Sunderland goes for the high finish, can't put it through. 30 seconds remaining as when Marty Johnson takes it. And Fisher was there all the way. Wisely anticipated that next pass. As Cottrell controls it.
Davis looks like they'll be holding for 1 here with 15 seconds left on the clock. Let's see what Coach Chad Sims has them do.
They wait for it, 8 seconds now. Get it up top, Sunderland. Rex jabs, pulls up. Won't go. Control. And the finger roll falls no good there. For James Gavin. Leave your thoughts on that third quarter.
The third quarter, Davis asserted themselves defensively, got out in transition more than they had at any point in this game. They got layups. They had a stretch where they forced turnovers, multiple possessions in a row, got down to the free throw line. But their shooting is still not what they'd like it to be, and Davis will certainly probably have better games that way. But as for Taylorsville, Davis is the best team in the state, probably. And Taylorsville's holding their own, as they only lost that quarter by 9 points. And I would say that's something that you would take as a positive if you're Coach Graziano.
1 quarter to play. Darts lead it 56-31.
Ouch. Gonna need some pills for that one.
Hey, prescription pain pills can be dangerous.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Easy there. You're her parent, not a drill sergeant. More love, then they'll listen.
Know your script. Talk to your kids about prescriptions the right way.
Back here for the start of the fourth quarter. Taylorsville trailing 56-31. What do you think Taylorsville's looking for the rest of the game here, Leaf?
I think they're trying to limit their turnovers, as we just saw one. They're finding good execution. That was good execution with the flex screen, creating Luke Johnson to have an isolation on the post. However, shuffled his feet. I think their main priority is going to be limiting the turnovers and working on transition defense.
Yeah, head coach for the Taylorsville Warriors, Bernie Graziano. He'll be encouraged by the positive moments, but there's just followed by negative moments that he'll just look to cut down on. Fisher pulls up with confidence. That is all air. Maroney Johnson has the mismatch, but gives it up. Look inside to Johnson, but he wasn't there. The aggressive attack. Scoop layup falls, so the strong attack by James Gavin.
Taylorsville was able to score there, and they ended up getting a nice drive there from James Gavin, but the ball is not moving as much as it is on the side for the Darts. I think Taylorsville is forced to isolate and hope to individually create, and that is something that I wonder if Graziano wants to work on as well.
Sunderland with a beautiful spin move and gets the scoop layup to fall on the other end.
And how about that for individual creation from Rex Sunderland, scooping a score.
Sunderland, the switch, a beautiful feed by Maroney, but a little bit behind, it's picked up. Sunderland pushes the pace, kicks it out to Cottrell, who nearly saves it.
I did like that more from Taylorsville offensively. They were able to run a pick and roll and get something creatively. The delivery, as you mentioned, a tad behind Luke Johnson, but that Johnson to Johnson delivery is going to be more and more important as they play teams in their region, and then as the postseason, as Coach Graziano mentioned.
This is a fun Taylorsville team. I mean, you talk about the Johnson and Johnson connection, which absolutely deserves a sponsor, by the way. It's so much fun to say, but those guys, both are good players. We didn't even talk about the Gavins though, so. It's an effective combination they have. That is a tough move there by James Gavin, who can't get it to fall, and then fouls out of frustration.
Yeah, the Gavin brothers here walking back, discussing not the greatest shot in terms of shot quality, but I will say that I've been encouraged. Coach Graziano mentioned that John Gavin had an elbow injury, and he's figuring it out. He's hit 2 threes, and he had a layup here earlier. That's someone that I think is going to progress as the season goes along, much like the Johnson-to-Johnson connection.
Reset something on the clock. I believe the clock actually didn't start, so we're fixing that right now. That's what we're talking about. The first thing we hit on when talking about this Taylorsville team, that early in the season, it's about getting experience. And what an experience this is, and as a true freshman it is for Kobe Allen. I'm excited to see what he's going to be able to grow into as the season wears on.
As the season wears on and as his career goes longer, because he's got a great stroke shooting the ball. He just looks a bit like a deer in headlights at times, playing against the length of this Davis defense.
Colby Wicker has now come on for the Darts. Tate Garf controls it. They get it back up top to Wicker.
Zone from the Warriors here.
See the Darts trying to figure out how to diagnose it.
I think they need to find the ball in the middle.
Painter with the gorgeous pass, top of the key three. Won't go, but Painter wisely follows it outside. Sunderland won't go again. Opportunity for a fast break for the Warriors. They have numbers. Up top, James gets it to drop.
Good transition attack there from Taylorsville, taking a dose of the Darts medicine.
Sunderland swings it. And putting it through is Colby Wicker, the 6'3" junior with the bucket.
Got into the teeth of the defense and created a quality shot, and that's the recipe against zone.
Not able to finish it there, but a nice move by Kobe Allen with the pump fake. Sunderland in and out dribble. Gets caught in the air, bailed out by the foul. Slaps some fans some high fives. Looks like Sunderland will go to the line. He is tough to stay in front of with.
Yeah, he's got great shift to his game, and it doesn't hurt that he's 6'4". When he goes to the rim, he can elevate over the big guys.
And he's not just a threat offensively, defensively. He's second in the state with 11 steals. Him and Tate Garf are both in the top 10 in 6A in assists. Both of them having strong seasons, and it's a credit to this team that moves the ball so well. It'd probably be hard-pressed to find a team overall that moves the ball better than the Darts do.
A very egalitarian approach as an offense, and I think Rex is one player that could be more aggressive in games. And if he had different coaches, but I think Chad Simpson has told him, hey, let's move the ball and get our team great offense, because he can score 20 a game. Right now he's scoring not as much as he would think, but I think he's one of the best 5-6 players in the state of Utah, despite his more mediocre looking statistics.
James Gavin was aggressive down low. It's going to lead to a three for his brother, John Gavin, who knocks it through.
Encouraging start for John Gavin, as you mentioned. He only was scoring 5 a game entering this. He's hit 3 threes in this half.
Yeah, easily a season high for him now, which you figured would come along as we work it in. Eyrig, strong attack, can't put it through. We're going to dip under 4 minutes to play here at Davis High. Gavin to Gavin connection. James, excuse me, that was John, couldn't put it through. And Rex will push it. Rex, in and out, inside. Finds the big man, Cole Mullen, who's checked back in.
And that's some of the individual creation that Rex Sunderland possesses. That's a beautiful pass. That's what I'd call a near assist, where he's created a great shot for his teammates that doesn't go in the box score, but you can see the quality of his play.
And Cole, as Mullen knocks down the free throw there, you talked about it with Sims tonight. Not the best night when you look at the box score. I mean, he's a guy averaging 18 points per game on the season, but man, has he had a strong start to the year, scored still. In their game versus Lehigh, he had 25 points. He had 3 threes in the third quarter alone. He had 11 points against PG, and he's just someone that offenses have to be weary of, and his IQ makes him even deadlier. And even on defense, he's 9th in the state in steals with 4 coming into this game. And he's only played 2 games. As we'll see the goaltending call there.
And I'm impressed. That was a guy who's had a few turnovers, was Kobe Allen, the freshman. He's growing before our eyes here. Little tentative, made the very quick pass, and it resulted in an assist. Happy for him, and he's a guy that I think will really reap the rewards of playing elite competition early in this year and become more comfortable as the game slows down for him.
I can't wait to see what this Taylorsville team's going to look like in February. So it struggles to control it. Forget how long the high school basketball season is this time, as you see the fouls there. I mean, we got till 2022 February till he's down and crowned a state champ. I'm still stressing about finals.
Maybe even March. Sometimes they're a little slow in that, but yeah, the high school season is a grind, and teams are not what they are by the end of the year this early in the season. And I think that's what Coach Graziano is stressing by making his rotation be deeper, saying, well, I don't care what happens today. We're going to keep moving our players in this 7-man rotation and keep rotating them fearlessly.
Free throw too strong there by Wicker. The student section giving some love to the coach, chanting Chad Sims. You don't see that a lot either.
I'm not sure what they're indicating by that. I assume it's affection because he's one of the best coaches in the state, but I'm not sure what they're trying to produce from him.
Do you think they wanted to put? Okay, so John Green, they're yelling. So they wanted to put in a particular player.
That's what I was wondering.
The motivation. At the moment, Ronnie Johnson goes to the line. First one won't fall. Going hard after the rebound and saving the possession for his team is Kobe Allen. Or excuse me, Luke Johnson. 3:06 to play. The pull-up won't go. Garth controls it. Gets it head to Sunderland. Cross-court pass. It's picked off. We've seen that happen many times the other way, Leaf.
Yep. That wasn't necessarily what you'd consider a forcing the ball. I just don't think he saw him.
Yeah. Maroney stuck up top. Waits for someone to come to the ball. Doesn't John Gavin. Maroney on the drive. Pull up by James. Gets it through.
That was a quick release there from James Gavin off a dish. I was looking forward to the Gavin and Gavin pick and roll, but I guess a 3 from James Gavin will have to do.
Mitch Jepson now checking in for the Darts, as well as Boston Willard. So we're seeing everyone get experience today.
Two-3 zone here from the Warriors. Let's see what the Davis team without their point guard in, what they'll do to create a shot here.
The 3, it falls. Second 3 of the game for Colby Wicker.
Well, no problem with no Colby Sims, and they found a way to get an open 3, and that's 2 out of 2 for number 2.
Said so nice it rhymed. Johnson would like to have that one back. He misses the easy one. He'll go to the line with 1:56 remaining.
A gorgeously orchestrated high-low pass. And that was a great catch once again from Luke Johnson. Wish he could have that bunny back, but he'll get rewarded with his efforts with 2 shots.
Davis student section not being very kind late in our game. So tomorrow, December 10th, will be the second round of the Northern Utah Shootout. Let's see Johnson put the free throw through. So Davis will take on the winner of the late game tonight in the Woods Cross. Dane Stewart will have the call for you tomorrow. So Dart's working around up top.
Need to find a way to get the ball to the middle. That is a good shot, though.
Cottrell unable to pick up where he left off in that first half.
He's had a quiet second half, but always a presence. And that's something that I don't think we can stress enough is how many of these players you have to account for, be wary of, and whether they're shooting well or not, such as Rex Sunderland didn't hit a 3 today. But man, you have to be wary of his presence.
Inside, Boston Willard getting the elated chance from the student section with just over a minute to play. Maroney got caught up. Will they call him for the travel? They will. This is a Taylorsville. They've stuck to the 7-man rotation. You know, a lot of times in a block, you throw in the other guys, but Coach said, no, we're getting this experience. Coach Graziano and has left his players in the entirety of the game. Even with a minute left, they're still out here competing. Both Gavin twins are still in the game.
Well, I think it goes both ways. One, you could play 5 the whole game and perhaps be more competitive because the top 5 are better than 6 and 7. But also, like you mentioned, they're sticking with their top 7, getting them as much experience as possible rather than going to 8, 9, 10. And so I think this experience, whether up in the game, down in the game, they're going for experience. And I think this will pay dividends down the road.
Dark's working inside. Beautiful ball movement. Get it to Mullen.
They found the teeth of the defense at the high post, swung out to the outside. The defense was scrambling, and then they found this simple high-low pass from the wing to the inside, and Mullen was the beneficiary.
Kick it outside. Allen on the drive. Rebound controlled. Nice finish inside by Keaton Allen. It's not a quiet game tonight.
Worked hard on defense, hasn't been quite a factor on offense. Part of that's probably a credit to the Davis defense, though.
Davis controls it. Just over 5 seconds left in our game. Working around. And the ball will end in the hands of Mitch Jepson. Leave your thoughts on our game.
Well, 71-47 Davis. The score doesn't surprise me, but I will say the product was impressive from Coach Graziano's Taylorsville Warriors, but they weren't enough to beat the defending state champs of 6A in the Davis Darts.
Who would be your player of the game for the Darts tonight, Leaf?
That's a good question. I think I'd go with Henry Eyrig, though.
Eyrig, very impressive. His most aggressive game of the season. You talked about the dunk. He shot it confidently from outside. And you know, you make a really good point, though, about saying it's hard to pick a player of the game because this team plays so well together. This is beautiful basketball. It's fun to watch. They move it so well.
Yeah, I mean, I was tempted to go with Sawyer Cottrell because he had an awesome stretch, but I think the player that did the most for the team was Henry Eyrig. But like you mentioned, when it's hard to make a decision, when you've got guys this team will probably have multiple first team and second team all-state players when it's all said and done. And the team has so many pieces that if you're scratching your head about who's the guy to pick, it's a sign for success.
It's a credit to the program that Coach Chad Sims has built. We highlighted it right off the top, and the Darts moved to 3-0 on the season. Taylorsville moves to 0-5, but a lot of learning, a great learning opportunity and room to go for head coach Bernie Graziano and his team. That's going to do it from us here at Davis High. For our cameraman Vince Francis, for Leaf Doolin, I'm JT Wistersill. Your final, Davis Darts 71, Taylorsville Warriors 47s from Davis High School. As we mentioned, Darts will be back in action tomorrow, and we'll have it for you here on KSL Game Night Live Route.